Hello, and welcome to this Saddleback College Foundations course. This is going to be just a quick overview of the California Preschool Learning Foundations and the curriculum framework. The California Department of Education created the foundations and the framework with the goal of ensuring that all preschools had tools to offer high-quality programs. The foundations provide us with a clear understanding of the knowledge and skills that young children typically attain before they enter kindergarten. The frameworks present the strategies and approaches that we as teachers can use to enrich the learning and development of young children. The foundations and the frameworks each have 3 different volumes, and this covers 9 different domain areas for young children. The California Department of Education used current research. They did a lot of interviews with teachers in the field. They looked at standards from other states, and they looked at assessment tools. And over a period of years, they took all this information together and created a very comprehensive set of foundations and frameworks that really help us to promote children's learning and really guide us in our instructional practice. The different domain areas in the frameworks and the foundations are aligned with K through 12 curriculum standards. And those 9 domain areas include social and emotional development, language and literacy, English language development, mathematics, visual and performing arts, physical development, health, history and social science, as well as science. Saddleback College will be offering foundations courses in each of the 9 domain areas, and in fact, we'll be offering 10 foundations courses because we'll be splitting that visual and performing arts into 2 different foundations courses. The foundations describe the knowledge and skills and the competencies that young children typically attain before they enter kindergarten. And those competencies are delineated at both 48 months and 60 months of age, and that's about age 4 and age 5. And this corresponds to about when a child would complete their first year of preschool or their second year of preschool. And the understanding is that we would expect children to demonstrate this knowledge and these knowledge and skills when they had appropriate support within a high-quality preschool program. I wanted to give you a map of what the foundations look like, simply because there is a lot of different terminology that's used. We talked about the 9 different domains, which includes, the social and emotional development, physical development, language and literacy. In this case, we're looking at an example from the domain of history and social science. And within each domain, there are strands. And this strand is self and society. And within each strand, we have substrands, and we're looking in this case at culture and diversity. Within each strand, there may be 1 to multiple substrands. And again, the different competencies are expressed at both age 48 months and 60 months. And then below you'll see there are examples of what the child might demonstrate or exhibit in the classroom that would demonstrate their competency. And it's important to note that these examples are really just guidelines. With our very diverse populations of children, we will see children exhibit their competencies in different ways. But the examples are really to give us an idea of what level the child should exhibit. What the child actually does and says to demonstrate their competency will be as diverse as the children in our classrooms. Let's talk a little bit about the framework. The foundations kind of tell us what children should demonstrate to us, and the framework gives us those strategies to help support the development of those skills and competencies. The framework is designed to be developmentally appropriate. It is based on reflective and intentional teaching practices. It is designed to be both individually and culturally meaningful, and it's designed to be inclusive. And that's because we know that not all children learn the same way. In our classrooms, we're going to have children who have various learning styles, special needs, and differences in both language and culture. And all of the children in our care should be able to benefit from the strategies and approaches that we'll find in the curriculum framework. When we look at the framework in detail, we will see that for each of the domain chapters, it gives us guiding principles. It gives us ideas for environments and materials. There are stories from teachers in the field of both their successes and their struggles with these teaching to these domains. And then there's an awful lot of research that we can also look at. And I don't want you to be daunted by the amount of material that we have in our foundations courses. This is not a course where you're going to be reading to memorize. This is a course where you're going to be looking at your practice with young children and then looking at the different resources that the frameworks and the foundations have to offer that you can use in your classroom to really enhance the learning opportunities that you're providing to children. Many of you are working in classrooms where you need to show that your curriculum is aligning with either transitional kindergarten standards or Head Start standards. And the California Department of Education, I think, did just a great job of aligning the preschool foundations and frameworks with both the infant-toddler developmental frameworks, with Common Core standards, California kindergarten standards, and Head Start standards. We'll be talking a little bit about this as we go through the course, but I wanted to provide this resource for you just at the beginning. So if you are in a situation where you need to show that your curriculum plans are aligning to other resources or standards or frameworks, that you're going to be able to show that. Thank you for taking the time to get this overview. I really do look forward to working with you in this foundations course.